Hey guys, I'm Everlast. If you don't know me, I'm a 600 LP Vi one-trick pony peaker. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about Sun and Sky versus Trinity Force, kind of how to build. So I've been getting a lot of questions. What are the best first item when you're playing bruiser Vi? So in today's video, I'm going to talk about a little bit the differences, when you're going to go what, and then also go into a game and like in real time, kind of explain how I'm building and the reasons why I'm doing so. So we can just like see how I analyze the enemy team, my own team, and kind of how I make the decisions, and also how I make the decision making in game on Vi. So I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Let's go. So here we go. Let's see. We're gonna hover Vi so no one bans it. Hopefully, surely no enemy team is gonna ban Vi. So lately I've been banning a lot of Elise. She's pretty strong into Vi. She's kind of difficult to play against. She has a lot of burst, a lot of early game presence before you get your ultimate. Which is also very good when you have to face checks, but especially if you're playing more of an aggressive build, it's kind of hard to play against Elise. She also got the repel against your ultimate, and she can build Hourglass. So it's just a very tough matchup. She's very strong in this meta. She got a lot of buffs. Her items are very good, and she has a very a high pick rate in my elo. If you're playing in sort of slightly lower elo, if you're playing like bronze to up to diamond, bronze to emerald, I do think Belveth, Viego, even a Mumu, if you're playing in like bronze, silver, and Skarner, can be some great bans. I'm just gonna pick. Normally, you don't want to pick Vi too early, especially against Tompkins. It's a very tough matchup, but we decide on playing Vi. So let's just see how we adapt to, because you might face Tompkins no matter what in your game. So you're not gonna always be able to see who you're playing against. We also got to pay attention to what we get on our own team. So we got Nautilus, that's great. Means we can maybe go a little bit more aggressive. Who knows? We're going to see. Tompkins is a bit tough. We might have to play more supportive, more of a tank against Tompkins, since we can't utilize the same powers. So here we see Warwick and Barge. So these are all pretty tough to play against. And this probably means we have to play a bit slow. So immediately, Assassin out the window, and we're moving on to a bruisery build here. I do want to go Shield Bash and Revitalize almost immediately. And the reason for it is that we're playing as Tompkins, Warwick, and Bard. They're all kind of hard to pick off. They're all hard to duel as Vi. Like, of course, you can duel Bard and you can duel Tompkins. It's not the easiest though, but they're very hard to like pick off and kill consistently. They can most of the time escape because they're so tanky, so slippery. They got stunts. So here it's looking like a very hard Vi game actually. So here it's looking like we have to play a bit more supportive. We're actually countered by 5 champions. We have to play real smart here. So here immediately thinking this is the obvious rune setup. I want to be as tanky as possible so I can play these extended fights. Although they're very hard to play against, if you are able to play against your cooldowns against this kind of a game, that's very important to try to like play around your Q. You kind of go in for a chunk, then you try to cut them a bit, then you can go back in with the Q because they're a little bit immobile, but they do have like great hold-in potential and they got a lot of sustained damage. But if you can go in and out, cut them out a little bit, therefore I think Thunder Sky is going to be great. To try to play long team fights, to try to be tanky for your team. So when it comes to our own team, we got a decent backline here. We do have tanks in both support and top, which is good, but I still think we were forced to go with the Southern Sky, more of a bruisery setup in this game. If you want to play more as a carry, I do think Trinity Force is slightly advantageous, and I might be recommending it a little bit more often than Southern Sky, but it really depends on what the enemy team is actually picking. So let's see. We are actually playing a little bit lower elo in this game because I think that's better for me, so I can explain more, I can talk more, and maybe also the game is more transferable and look more familiar to you guys, so it's maybe a bit better transfer. So looking at this, I want to go green. I think blue is great, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of brawling. There's not many I can catch, like we talked about earlier. There's not many I can just go for and go duel. And that's really when I like blue. I do think blue overall is a better smite. But in these kind of games, especially when you're running Shield Bash and Revitalize, I do think Green Spite is very good into this kind of a brawler team that you can't really do here. Where I want to path bot lane this game. Top is kind of difficult, so kind of just want to let Mortar chill. I don't want to create too much action on top lane. Darius got both Flash and Ghost to escape, and on bot lane we got Nautilus Jhin, which has great ultimate potential. They got a lot of CC, a lot of setup, so I think I could get some free kills there. I also want to try to play a bit around mid lane if he plays it well. Because Malzar is quite vulnerable if Wei can proc that spell shield, and getting way ahead in this game I think is going to be really key, because he's going to melt them more than Jhin will. So getting me and Wei ahead in this game I think is going to be quite important. Maybe we can help out Mordekaiser post level 6. So but for the most part now, we're just going to path bot because it's the lane that looks the most likely to get a kill, and also got some good setup. They got a good early laning phase. I don't want to play into losing lanes unless they have like a really good setup, for example, and I know I can flip that matchup around. Here we're not smiting the first camp, we're gonna hit it, that camp finish, and then we smite this immediately to pull it towards us. This is slightly faster clear than smiting the first one. If you're scared of being level 1 invaded, you can smite the rub off, you're just gonna be seconds slower, and that's fine if it's necessary. So Shield Bash and Revitalize is just like such good runes now, they're kind of slept on. And I do think if you're running Trinity Force, that Sudden Impact and Ultimate Hunter is a great rune as well. And even Free Boots and Cosmic Insight is great. I just think that Sudden Impact and Ultimate Hunter is a great choice in solo queue. What Canyon has been doing quite a lot. But since they buffed Revitalize, or not buffed Revitalize, but buffed Vice passive, which means Revitalize is a little bit buffed because you get even more out of the shield. And also with the Shield Bash changes this split, this is really, really good at the moment, especially when you're running Thunder Sky. So not much happening here. They're doing a little bit of trading in bot lane, but it's quite pushed in. Okay, getting ganked. Can we do something here? Nope. Unlikely. We're just gonna go back to farming. Maybe I should have seen that gank coming, and we could have done some sort of a read and a counter gank. It's difficult though if you don't have that ward. If we have the ward in the tri-bush, maybe I can just stop clearing and move immediately here. I'm just gonna try to wait, because I can't really beat him in the all-in fight. Does smite it. So I have to play slow. I need to go in and out. That's how you beat him. At least we're gonna cut him off here and just go to the top scuttle. So we are one camp ahead of, no, 2 camps ahead of Warwick, even though we got that gank off. So it was a good gank by him. But it's okay. We more likely to get some good ganks from level 6 and out. So I'm just gonna reset here. I like to do this. Reset. Put that ward on their camps right there. I'm gonna wait for boots actually, because I'm gonna make up for that lost time by moving quicker anyways. Get the boots. Get moving. Go up top. Path down. Warwick actually stayed. This is so scary by him because he have no items yet. That's why Jhin gets that kill. Rasmus, welcome to Fight Club. So here, since he died, the death timers is very short, so I'm not able to make it over there. That would have been great if I saw Warwick stay and I didn't get the recall off. I could have stayed, taken that grump, and then done a similar play. I would be just like slightly slower in tempo, but it would have been worth to take that level 4 grump away from him. But still, we were ahead in tempo here. It actually looks like he went bot side because he should have been there already. So I could look for this invade, but I don't think it's the best idea. I'd rather contest bot side. Like, sometimes you can, it does look good, but you lose more than you gain here in my opinion. I want to play bot side because if they get ganked, that's, if we just or like counter gank this, game is pretty much over. Or we can just have push. I'm gonna take Drake. pull it towards there so I'm closer so they can join in. Also, it's less likely to get stolen. It just takes like 1 extra second. I'm much closer. Like this can be the difference maker when I'm in here, have to move all the way out. That's like a couple of seconds of moving, which can mean all the difference for me getting in with the Q and saving that bot wave, for example, if Warwick decides to go for it. So it looks like Warwick actually reset it and started taking these bot camps into top. That's fine. Darius has Prio. I'm gonna give it. We do get Drake here. And it's a really good Drake as well. Like paying attention to which Drakes are best. It's pretty important. Or like what Drake spawns and what timings are pretty key to your decision making. Like in early game Mountain Dragon, a Mountain Dragon can be great. Like in this game, I do think Mountain Dragon is very strong on both teams. But it's a lot slower to take. For example, an Ocean Dragon in the early game is extremely strong in the laning phase. It really does a lot passively, and that kind of changes things at times. And an Infernal Drake, for example, is very easy to take early game, but Cloud Dragon, even though it's very strong, might not be as worth taking very early. If we can get this spell shield somehow, that would have been great. I'm just gonna go for the Q. Miss somehow. He flashes. I was ready to flash out after him there. Actually, I made a mistake. It was the first game of the day, guys. Because I could have smited the cannon, leveled up my ultimate, and actually ulted the Malzahar there, and I didn't see it. We can get the Scuttle here though. We do get a splash, so now it's going to be very free the next time. I wish my wave followed up a little bit more, but that's how it is. Here, taking a reset. Not much more to do here. It doesn't look like a gank is going to be viable anytime soon. Get my items. I'm going for the damage and the CDR early. Sometimes it's nice. It's not bad to get the Ruby Crystal and Thunder. I do think the Thunder overall is a better item, but I prefer getting damage and CDR in the early game because that's when it's most viable, and then the HP is very nice for like team fighting. But the CDR is great for moving around. It's good for making early plays, and it's good for clearing. Here, just starting top side, taking away the scamps, pathing towards where I want to go, and that's probably mid lane. Mordekaiser will get ultimate, so I'm kind of starting to move towards him. Okay, he's not going to go for it. If we decide to ult there, maybe try to ult the Warwick. Maybe we could make something happen. Okay, so he did get the spell shield, so maybe we can gank this guy on the next wave, actually. We haven't been able to do much early game. Warwick has been doing it more than us, which is a bit unfortunate, but how it goes sometimes. Maybe I could have found a more aggressive play. For the most part, you want to kind of take it easy and really get into the mid game, and that's when you start to make a lot of plays with your ultimate. Once you get that first item, power spike is really why it comes online. Didn't want him to ult away, so I'm just gonna send it. Full combo. So that's a big kill. On the way. Getting the enemy jungler is very nice, because it means he can't make a play. So he doesn't have red buff. That means Warwick hasn't taken the red buff. So if Bard wasn't there to stop me, I would have went for the red buff. You need to pay attention to this stuff. It's very important information. So his red buff should be up now, and since neither of us, since he got the kill and he doesn't have red buff, that red buff is up. So that also means, even though aren't able to take it now, that also indicates that Warwick is gonna go to his red buffs now. So then we should ping it, let our team know that that's where Warwick most likely is. That's some very important information. Grub spawning in 30 seconds, Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. I think it's... So there he is. He did come from Grub buff. I'm just gonna reset here. We got some items. Gonna pick up a pink ward. I don't usually pick up a lot of pink wards, but one in the early game and maybe one before like important dragon setup. I do like to get them, or if I know I'm going for a aggressive invade. So here he makes a play bot. I think I'm able to get grubs here, maybe not all of them, but at least one. Getting one is really important because it's a lot of XP. And also you deny the 6 grubs power spike, which is very strong. Oh no. I have to smite that actually. Okay, so he did use the sphere. Maybe I did mess up here though. I did. I didn't see him. I should have paid more attention to Bard moving over. I thought they were kind of fighting in mid lane. I'd actually beat him 1v1 there because he used his E so early. His E is like the main reason he beat you. Like, sure, lethal tempo also, but E denying all that damage and that fear, so he wasn't able to do a lot of damage while I was feared. And also he didn't get a lot of damage reduction, so I could have bursted him down there. But unfortunately, the Bard moves over. We could have killed him with Q, a couple of Voidals and ultimate there. But it's fine. We still have ultimate, so we can make a play now, in my opinion. We can try to get this straight. We did get one grub, which is really key, but once we get into this mid game, like, I'm not too worried, even though they're getting their lanes a little bit ahead. Warwick is doing a little bit more ganking. I'm not that worried. I'm waiting for my first item power spike. I'm using these ultimates. I'm gonna have some really guaranteed ganks this next few minutes, and that's when Vi really shines. We're also picking up the Drakes here, which is really good. We secure some scaling. Okay, if they try to fight this, I don't mind it. I do mind it. It kind of sucks that they're never proccing the spell shield. But yeah, I thought we could get that one for sure. It kind of sucks that Jin is taking a 1v1 fight for Kench, and we're playing the dragon. The best thing if we all play for the same play. Now we kind of split up, so we make ourselves weak. Pretty tough to play this game as Vi now. I get Mal's spell shield. That's really gonna help us out. You're gonna see the power of Vi in the mid game here. Once we get our items, it's gonna make all the difference. Get the spell shield. You can just auto him. You don't actually need to use spells to get it. And that's a kill. That's how easy it is to gank a Malzar. You just need to get that spell shield, and it's a very free kill. So that's the guaranteed ganks I'm talking about with your ultimate. So I do think we can make a great comeback here in the mid game, and you're gonna see how much damage, like, and how tanky Vi is gonna be with this with these items. So 1 to 3 items completed is like Vi's sweet spot in this meta, and you're gonna see how it's gonna come into play later on. So Warwick's top. We can't really do much here. We need to reset, try to make a play bot. Maybe we can do an invade. We'll see. Pick up a couple of longsword. I still want more damage as long as I can. I completely forgot that Black Cleaver doesn't build from 2 longswords anymore, but it's fine. We're gonna just like save it for later. I'm gonna go for the invade here. Hunter's is very hard to gank, but maybe we can do it together with Notice actually. We have so much CC, we just have to hold our Q for his W so we can knock him out. So I'm not going to use a Q here because Notice uses all his CC. I'm going to hold on to mine. So we can use it for a W right there, and that's how you secure the kill. So I'm really big shutdown there. That's how you want to play it. You don't want to like end up being like watching them do a play, watching they get objectives. Make your own play. We can go on this Malzar for sure. Nice, that's a really big kill. We're gonna even play for Warwick here. He doesn't know how strong we really are. Sucks that Nautilus get the shutdown. Luckily, it's not like the biggest one. But you can see, like, once you get one item with Vi, that's when everything changes. That's why I tried to play careful early game. I didn't mess up at that dragon. I thought we could do it, but they actually moved really quickly over together with Bard and Warwick. They have a lot of mobility. So here, make sure you capitalize. Once you do get those kills, you need to take everything you can from it and use it as best as you can. So I think we can go on Bard here. No, we can't. Man, I can't move. That's fine. They have a lot of CC. I will get some items against it later. So it might look a bit odd against this kind of CC, but I'm gonna go with the City boots here. Because I think it's very good when you're trying to kite them. Go for more like as many combos as you can. So that was a mistake. I think we can kill Bard if I play it a little bit better. It's not not like necessary to take this fight, but it is what it is. They landed everything on me, unfortunately. Trying to ping a Drake here. So I'm gonna work my way towards Black Cleaver here. They're not getting that much damage or like armor yet, but they have like very tanky champions, and tanky champions have naturally a lot of base armor. And also it's just a great follow-up item to Sundered Sky. There's not that many other options which I think are really good. Going into full tank I don't think is that good because the bruiser items are making it so tanky anyways, and they have a lot of CDR. So I think going 280 items, you could go Sterax here and make an argument for it, but I do think Black Cleaver is just slightly better. I don't like building Sterax too early, although this is a decent game for it. Because Vi's base damage is so low, you're not getting that much stats from Sterax, and also you don't have the bonus HP to really give yourself a huge shield from Sterax. So there's like a couple of reasons you don't wanna build Sterax too early. We can maybe make a play on Pulsar. No, they don't wanna. Fine, we're gonna hold on. We're gonna reset. We're gonna go the Phage here first. I think that movement speed is gonna be very nice when kiting them. So we'll see here. We're gonna be scaling pretty decent into them. So as I said, it's a pretty hard Vi game overall, but I do think there's a lot to be done here with the correct items. That is. We'll see. You want to try to find these nice positions in the mid game. Unfortunately, the Bard is one. Aha, I didn't see that ward actually. I thought I swept it, and they have a ward like in there actually. That's pretty uncommon because it doesn't see the whole bush. You can actually stand over here, so people don't really do that anymore. But I guess that's more common to make this mistake in a little bit lower elo than normal. Have to expect everything, you know. So the whole team's looking mid. I want to do that as well. Do you want to make plays and picks together with Nautilus? Ay ay ay. So, maybe we can make play on Darius. Oh no. Yeah, I want to try to get the Darius if possible, but doesn't look like it. Maybe we can look mid. They did survive the play. Ah, they're looking for me. Gotta be careful. Let's get caught out. Have to be careful. They have a lot of control here, so it's kind of hard to find those flanks, but you gotta be looking for them. Try to avoid the vision as much as possible. Use your Q to get over walls, to get into tricky positions, and maybe you can find some picks, maybe you can find a nice flank, and that's how you get back into the game.
If I have to take sides, I'd rather stand alone.
They're kind of looking for me. Trying to get these camps. Because if you aren't able to find these camps in the mid game, you quickly fall very far behind when you're on the losing team. You have to be really careful when you're doing this, but you can't just be sitting under the tower together with the team, because Vi can't really do a whole lot there. She can't really defend. She can't really wave clear, and you can't really like go on a straight front to back team fight like that, especially against a team like this. If the conditions are a little bit different, maybe you want to try to make sure you get the farm, you don't fall behind, and then look for picks in the side lane is like the easiest way to make comebacks.
Dreams and goals.
Bard and Pumpkin can quickly rotate, so we gotta be careful when we're making these picks in the side lane. And also Darius is extremely strong, so he could like potentially just 1v2 us. Also are pushing up. They're playing really careful, the enemy team. Don't know if this is worth or not. You should usually sweep this when you go for this kind of a place. Maybe it's recalling over here. No. It's nothing. At least we have a black cleaver now, so we're gonna reset. That's a big spike. And then third item, we're gonna go into stacks because they have a lot of CC. Okay, never mind. There he is. And that's a nice kill. I'm gonna wait for blue here. They're not gonna... They are gonna start Baron. So when you make a play, always look out. If they start Baron, they're starting Baron 45 here, and Hui has TP. So this is really good comeback potential for us. I love if this. He doesn't have ward exactly. This looks extremely good for us though. Just gonna wait for those spells. Oh, I wanna make sure we tank Baron. This looks like a winning fight. I almost managed to keep aggro at 2k HP, but it's still fine. You don't need to all go for Malfa Heart, it's not necessary. We'll just get this Baron. Nobody saw that smite. Yeah, this guy's dead also. Just be careful. You don't need to risk it. Mr. Hui. You didn't want to risk it. We can also get out Drake potentially here. Like, Warwick is spawning and he's very quick, but none of the others are. And Malzahar doesn't have TP. So I think we can are able to do this. He just needs to be careful with Warwick. The only way we lose here is if we go 1-1. Like, I go Drake, he goes mid. It's a little bit frustrating. It's the same problem at the first Drake. We can't do Drake anymore. It's okay. They're of course complaining. It's fine. It's like one Drake. It's fine. Although it would have been really good to get it. It's like it was still a good comeback. We should be able to win this game now, as long as we don't like completely throw. Because you see the fights are like going pretty decent for us. We have a lot of peak potential, a lot of CC, and they're gonna be lacking some damage later on. Here, I'm going Strax. The reason for it is that it's a pretty good third item when you already have these 2 HP items, because now the shield is going to be pretty significant, especially after you complete it. It's going to be even bigger, and together with the Revitalize and Shield Bash, it's going to be doing a lot of damage as well. So I'm going to open here to not get feared, I was going to say. I did it a little bit early. So against this kind of tanky team fight, team comps, this guy is doing a lot. Can't really move though. You're gonna be moving soon. I wish they just like would wait a little bit, but I guess that's how it is. Especially against a team like this, we can't like 1v1 them. We need to play as a team, try to kite them out, play front to back. I shouldn't have died there. I could have just flashed away. General Kai is mostly busy with the yapping. We're just gonna mute him.
Alright, here we go again.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to secure the red buff here. A little bit unfortunate, a bit of a throw there. Malstar is trying to take my red buff. I'm gonna try to get my team over, but I don't know, I doubt they want to. Gonna hit the plant.
Need some help.
Walking towards our team. Enemy team will come soon, so you need to be quick. Almost got the passive there. Damn, he survived for so long. Nautilus is securing vision on the bot side.
Ally has been slain.
Get your team.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Well, this is a tough game now. Why is everybody chatting so much? Like, are people this bored? There we go. Should have some peace.
Never trust an enforcer. No matter how good they look at performing.
See, you can always make the comeback, especially against teams like this. They don't really have any siege, so they're just very tanky. You can hang on and just outplay them. So you got a Sterax, that's going to be doing quite a lot actually. We need to make sure we hang on to this last tower top lane. Like giving in a bot is far less important than defending this top wave. I'm actually going to push out the next one too, so they aren't able to do something. But okay. And that's comeback. Like they weren't able to break through. Nice, that's a comeback. Get the Baron.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Come on, team.
Ace.
Whatever happens.
Actually, they don't want to do the Dragon Baron. That's how it is. Jin wants hot wave. So then you just have to adapt. You can't be stubborn. You can't be waiting here with Dragon. Like, new conditions, they aren't moving. So what do you have to do? You gotta make lemonade when the team gives you lemons. So at least we deny Soul here. It's not ideal because they can threaten Baron now when we have kind of behind on tempo, and also our base is kind of open, and we have no vision, so they can rush Baron here. So I need to be very aware of it. Gonna get some armor here. They have Bork, they have Darius, and Pumpkin does mixed. So Magic Resist could also been good here. Spirit Visage or armor. I'm kind of going with the armor. feel like they are the ones that hitting me the most. But they're just like starting it, aren't they? That's totally fine by me. Still have a pink ward. It takes quite a lot of poke damage. Oh no. Just gonna stop him from ulting right away. Nice. You don't always have to go inward buy. Many times just protecting is far better. Far better. Especially in a game like this. There's no point like diving. They're full on the bruiser team. Should just like tie them off, hold them off. Shut down the Darius, for example, so he doesn't get like full resets. Shut down the Warwick who's jumping in your backline. This is more your role in this kind of a game. And it's very important to recognize. If not, you can actually put your team in quite a bit of trouble if you like dive there. And let's say you get the Malzar and like you kind of look at the team fight, you lose it, and you see that Warwick 1v3 to your backside. It's easy backline. It's easy to say, oh, I did good. I killed the Malzar. What did you do? You died 1v3 to Warwick, and you can kind of complain about it. But the truth is, you could have played better, and you kind of put him into a bad position. And you can help him out and serve a better role in the team fight. Not all good are good kills. Not all dives are good dives. So that's important to think about. I actually think we can play here. We'll see. I can also reset. Get a Warden's Mail. Just a very good item. I'm actually going to go Warden's Mail into Spirit Switches. It's so important to get those early resistances when I have this much HP. Resistances is really key. That early resistance makes such a big difference. If you didn't know this, the more resistance you have, the less value it has. So the early ones are actually very important. So after you get a few HP items, you have to get prioritize the resistance first, because that's what is really going to make you tanky, especially against like Randish Bork. You don't want to just be stacking HP, having no resistances. You're actually going to die quite quickly. So Spirit Wizard synergizes in extremely well with this setup, with Sun and Sky, with the passive buffs that came the last patch. Here, we're just kind of waiting for the Drake here, just using the Baron. Maybe we can get a nice pick if they overstep. I'm gonna be looking for the Grump. Scuttle Crab, I mean, on the top side here. Gonna give this some vision. See if they're making a pick. They're kind of looking mid lane. If they were looking top lane, I would have rotated up top. Looks like they're like semi-forcing here. We can fight this though. This can be actually really good. We're gonna try to ult him outside to get an escape. I'm going down here, but they went very deep and they used a lot of ults on me, so I think we're gonna win this team fight. It was easy for 7 seconds, but like they used so much, they committed so hard, and got themselves into a bad position. So that's just like very good for us. But the only reason it works is if we play slow. If we don't go in here, we need to try to cut it out for a team. I'm pinging for them to come, so they might react a few seconds earlier. That might make the difference in this whole fight. So we'll play my team and just recognize what you can do, what your team can do. If my team is not in like close proximity, that's just a horrible death by me. So that might lead to them having to play 4v5. Then someone else might get caught, and then suddenly the game's just over. So it's important to know when you can be aware. So here, I'm actually gonna buy a pot. I think this is very underrated before big fights. Pots are so huge. So here we're getting some more tenacity. We're getting a lot of HP for our Steraks, which is gonna do a lot. And just passing movement speed from Iron Solaris as well. It's like really, really good. So, because the enemy team has soul point, they're very likely to fight it. And if they do get it, it's going to be very hard for us to win the game. Here, I'm going to talk about the smite after. Trying to CC. I'm going to go on the Malzar so he can't ult anybody. holding the Q. Always hold one of the spells. Like, we're so big in these team fights, as you can see, like 1 to 3 items is really when Vi comes online. You just have to wait for it. It's like so big. Like, we could have had a much better early game here too. Maybe I could have been a little bit more active, but like, see how much we're able to do in these team fights. It's, I think that's where many run into trouble with Vi. I don't think she's that weak. Many does feel like she's super weak, but she's weak in different times of the game compared to before. She used to have much better early game. She used to have a lot more like dueling power, but she doesn't anymore. So you have to just adapt, because her team fight is very strong. Those extended fights are very strong. She synergizes great with those items. I'm gonna try to pick up this rub off, because 5-man rub off is so good. Then I'm just gonna get out. No point greeting at this stage of the game. Reset, Baron spawning 36. They're not gonna get red buff. That's really good for us. Whoops, didn't get reset. Maybe I interrupted it. I need to ping my team to be careful here. So, I'm actually not gonna, like, I like to buy completed item at this point, but Postnart is really not what I want in this game. I want the Spirit Visage right now. I do think Warden's Mail is just like really good. Big item is one of the few good epic items in the game at the moment, in my opinion.
I was born fighting. I'll die.
Malzahar is bot lane, so they can't really be doing this. We can go on Darius. Nice. We can go Baron here. Someone should defend. Trying to get my Mordecai's to recall. He's gonna get interrupted. So they're resetting, so I'm gonna stay for Warwick. We can actually go for the Malzahar. He should be dead as well. Maybe we can just chain kill them into ending here. I'm gonna quickly reset for Spirit Visage. Push out this. Malzahar got a lot, but so did we. We get Baron. We got 2 kills. Maybe we can use that into getting some more. And maybe that's enough to ending in the game. Actually, we can kind of just try to force down mid here. They're dead for 35 seconds still. So we shouldn't really prioritizing wolves at this stage of the game. Like, we got so much better things to do. I could have defended this wave. It's fine. Pumpkin's really disrespecting here. Trying to get behind him so I can Q him. If you're standing close and fully charging your Q, I can actually knock them further than normal. I'm kind of queuing a little bit through them. Whoops, that was a pretty bad Q. We get the tower. I think that's GG, boys. Beautiful. That's how you turn it around with great itemizing. Knowing your roles, it's so important. I will make a more of a full guide on why. If you're interested, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.